What's up, world? It's your boy LavonThaOne, A.K.A. DJ Himalaya. Now, I'm going to warn you right now before we get into this video. A lot of y'all are not going to agree with what I have to say. Y'all probably going to hit the dislike button. Y'all probably going to leave me a bunch of little nasty comments. But at the end of the day, I call things how I see it. And I'm not persuaded by jumping ship just because that's what the next man is doing. So I speak my mind. I call things how I see it. You know, I don't do anything out of malice. You know, I just call things how I see it, and I just look at things from my point of view. So a lot of y'all probably are not going to agree with this video. Y'all are probably going to hit the dislike button, and y'all probably going to leave a bunch of nasty comments. But I think the real ones are going to have respect for what I have to say. But, you know, we can agree to disagree, or we can agree to agree. But let's get into it. So I'm listening to The Breakfast Club earlier, and Meek Mill finally called an end to the beef. When I first initially heard it, I was like, all right, you know, call an end to it. It's been fun. We got a few good diss records out of it. A hell of a lot of funny ass memes. But, you know, let's move on. Let's get past it. Let's go to something else. So I had a little bit of respect for it at first. I was like, all right, yeah, you know, that's what's up. Go ahead and squash it and let's move forward. But what I didn't have respect for, he released a statement via Instagram. And I'm not going to quote everything he said. I'm just going to sum it up for you. He basically made it seem like he's the victim and everybody else hyped this beef up. And I was like, I was just kind of shocked for a minute because I actually listened to it about 5 times. You know, the statement that Angela Yee read on The Breakfast Club that was allegedly via Instagram from Meek Mill. And I kept getting the same thing. I was like, you can't play the victim here. You were the one who started the beef. Drake did not say anything about you. A.K.A. did press about his name being brought up in the back-to-back diss record. But he did not diss Meek in any way, shape, or form. He didn't say anything disrespectful about Meek. And he just kind of kept the peace. Meek Mill is the one who just gassed himself up and got in his feelings. And, you know, called out Drake. Drake bodied him. Then he got on stage and said F.A.R.A.B. And then A.R.A.B. released a diss record. Which it was pretty solid. I'm not gonna say it was just like the best diss record ever, but it was pretty solid. And then of course, you know, Safari released his diss record. It was better than Wanna Know, and I'll leave it at that. But I was like, you started this shit. Like, why are you trying to point the finger? Like, why are you trying to make it seem like you had nothing to do with it? You know, part of being a man, you know, not even as a man, but just as a real person, man or woman, no matter where you come from, you got to take responsibility for your actions. And so I lost respect for him on it because I was like, I respected the fact that he wanted to end the beef. Let's not get that twisted. I respected the fact that he wanted to end the beef, but I didn't have respect for his statement via Instagram, making it seem like he was the victim and we were in the wrong for hyping it up. Dude, everybody was cool until you started tripping on Twitter. Drake wasn't talking about you on Twitter. A.R.A. wasn't talking about you on Twitter. Safari at the time wasn't even really, you know, really saying too much of nothing other than talking about the breakup. You were the one who gassed yourself up, got on Twitter, worried about how Drake makes his money, got mad because you got bodied twice, then went on stage and said F.A.R.A.B., which I don't know why you would do that. Like, I was like, okay, you really want them L's. You just collect as many L's as you can. And then A.R.A.B. had to come at you, and he didn't even really want to come at you, but he had to do it like, you know, you said F him on stage. He got to come at you. Then he came at you. But then, you know, I thought about it. I was like I said, I have respect for the fact that he was like, okay, I want to squash it now. But I didn't have respect for the fact that his statement he released on Instagram made him seem like he was playing the victim when he the one started the shit. So this is the part of the interview or this video, excuse me, that y'all probably aren't gonna like. Y'all gonna be like, man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You need to shut up. Y'all probably gonna dislike the shit out this video and leave all kind of nasty comments. At the end of the day, you can leave as many nasty comments as you want. You can dislike the video all you want. I'm still gonna post videos and I'm still gonna state my opinion. For all my subscribers and all my viewers and all people hitting that like button, I love y'all and salute y'all. But I'm only gonna give y'all that real and how I feel. I'm not gonna, get soaked up into the politics of it and be biased. I'm gonna call things how I see it and I'm gonna speak the real. Now, the real that was on my mind, thinking it from a real perspective, just from a real point of view, last week he was gassed up and he was on stage dropping verses at Drake that all sucked. He was cussing out A.K.A. and now all of a sudden he wants to end the beef. And so, like I said, I respected the fact that he wants to squash it, but I didn't respect, that how he tried to play the victim and like he didn't know where the beef had started from and like everybody else hyped it up and he had nothing to do with it. That I didn't respect it because I was like, you're a man, own up to your responsibilities as a man. Just say, you know what? I shouldn't have said nothing to begin with and let it go. But don't sit here and try to play the victim and sit there puzzled like, everybody else hyped it up and you had nothing to do with it. No, you was the one who started the shit and, you got to take along whatever comes with it. But, it got me to thinking, is he calling an end to the beef because that's what he really wants to do? Like, you know what? It's been long enough. Let's squash it. Let's move on. Let's get back to the business. But I don't think that's what it is. Because I'm wondering, are you calling an end to the beef because you want to end it? Or are you calling an end to the beef because you were getting your ass swept? He did not walk away with one W from this beef. At all. Like none. There's not one part of this, battle beef, whatever you prefer to call it, battle rap beef. I look at beef as something else. So from this point further, I'm not going to call it beef. I'm just going to call it battle rapping because I look at beef as some real shit. This is just battle rapping. So from this point on, I apologize. We're going to call it battle rapping because beef is on some real shit. But so I was like, you getting swept in this battle rap. That doesn't have anything with you wanting to end it because, last week you was talking big shit on stage. You was talking big shit. So I was like, are you ending it because you want to end it? Or are you ending it because you just keep taking these L's and you got your ass swept in this NBA battle rap series? Like he just continued to get his ass swept. Drake bodied his ass twice. A.K.A.'s diss track went harder than his. I damn near want to say, and I mean, y'all gonna disagree with it, but I damn near want to say Safari's diss track was better than Wanna Know. Like, at least Safari had some punchlines. Like, at least, you know what? I am gonna say, y'all just gonna have to hate it, to hit the dislike button, whatever. But I'm gonna say, even Safari's diss record, and I can't even remember what the shit was called, was better than Wanna Know. Because at the end of the day, at least I can listen to Safari's diss record and be like, well, he had a couple punchlines in there. He had a few punchlines. And, I was like, okay. And so Meek just lost all the way around. And then, everybody is like, you even had artists, respected artists, like, trying to say it in a nice, respectful way, like, Meek, you got bodied. And of course, the fans, about a good 95% of them was like, Meek, you got bodied. So, it just got me to thinking. I'm like, dude, if you want to end the beef, do it because that's what you feel is right and that's what you want to do, not because you're getting your ass swept. Because if you're doing it because you got your ass swept, it kind of made me look at it as a cowardice bitch move. Because I was like, you don't go from what the shit you was talking last week to all of a sudden you want to end it this week. It just don't happen like that. I feel like he wanted to end the beef because he was getting his ass swept. Like, he was like 0-6 because he was just taking these L's left and right. And I don't think he's seen any hope in winning. So he finally decided not even to call a truce, but just to throw up the white flag, tuck his tail between his leg and be like, you know, and skirt back off. So, I don't know, man. Like, when I heard it at first, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, end the beef. You know, that's good. It's getting kind of old. It's getting kind of boring to talk about. The only reason why I'm doing a video on it is because I was like, all right, the beef's officially over. I'm going to make a video about it. And then that's going to be the end of it. And hopefully I won't be doing no more videos because I'm getting tired of talking about it my damn self, because we finna move on to another topic after this. Not in this video, but another video. So it kind of got me to thinking. I was like, I just lost all respect for him. I mean, like, I'ma still jam his music because, like, you know, for instance, I don't think Rick Ross is selling all that dope, but I still like his music and I still jam it from time to time, you know. And I think Meek Mill is gonna be the same thing. Like, I might not just have. It makes me look at him different. I was like, dude, you started talking all this cash shit, and when you seen you was getting your ass swept, now you throwing up the white flag asking for mercy. But, you know, for those of y'all who have seen the Instagram statement, he made it seem like anybody who partaked in the battle rap was wrong. You know, and, you know, we are the stupid ones for partaking in it. And I don't look at it like that because it was entertaining. It was entertaining. And we all had a good laugh at your expense. So, you know, it's too late to start calling people stupid now when you was the one who started the shit. Because at the end of the day, why it started was stupid. Because he went on to say in his Instagram, you know, ending the beef, his statement to ending the beef, he went on to say, you know, it's time to move on, yada, 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 you know, and it's time for us to start talking about each other like a bunch of girls. Let's stop right there. The whole reason why this beef started was him being in his feelings on some feminine shit. Come on now, y'all. Stop. How many grown-ass men you know gonna get offended by another man not tweeting something? Tweet don't even sound like a hard word. Come on now. Stop. I was like, I'm gonna give you an L for that. I was like, you talked all this big shit. I'm really, you know, you got A.K.A. all stirred up. He really talking about putting hands on you when he see you again. Or he really wasn't talking about hands. He really seemed like he wanted to pull the trigger. And let's be clear. A.K.A. is not Rick Ross. Rick Ross is this correctional officer who can rap really good about selling dope. So we let him make it and we continue to listen to his music. A.K.A. had shot niggas before and been to jail for shooting niggas before. So, you know, he really talking about doing the shit again to Meek Mill. And anybody can be touched. I don't want nobody talking about ain't nobody gonna touch nobody and they can't touch. Anybody can be touched. If you bleed the same blood that everybody else does, you can be touched. And so I think Meek Mill had to take that into consideration as well. Like, you know, you got A.R.A., man. A.R.A., he didn't even sound like he was battle rapping. He seemed like he was telling this nigga, like, hey, it's going to be some problems when I see you. You getting on stage talking about F me. And, you know, I know a lot of people look at A.R.A. as fake because, you know, he was with Cassidy and he was cool with Cassidy. Then he was cool with Meek Mills. Now he's kind of doing his own thing. Regardless of all that shit, that has nothing to do with nothing. We're talking about here and now and in the moment. We're not talking about the past. Because if we were talking about the past, you know, Rick Ross was a correctional officer and we still buy his music and I know a lot of people ain't buying his music, but at the same time, he's still on the radio and shit like that. He's still around. He's still out there. You still see him. He's still relevant. So if we let him get away with that, we can bypass him being friends with Cassidy and then being friends with Meek Mill and do all this other bullshit. Whatever. To me, it's irrelevant. But, you know, it just got me thinking. I was like, see, I tell people this all the time, too. I was like, don't talk shit if you ain't really ready to take it there. I tell people this all the time. And I'm not talking about through YouTube videos. I tell this people in my everyday life. Like, don't, you know, be popping your mouth if you really ain't ready to go about that. You know, if you ain't really ready to take it all the way there, You know, take that bass out your voice and chill. And I ain't even just the toughest motherfucker in the world, but, you know, you push my buttons, I will lay hands on you. And that's just real. And, you know, I was just disappointed. I was like, Meek, you talk so much shit. You were the one who started it. Not Drake, not A.R.A., not Safari, not the fans, not the media. You started the shit. Now you want to back out the shit because you keep taking these L's and you got your ass swept. So, and I really just wanted him, I think I would have had respect for him if he would have got off the bullshit that he was on Instagram. Because like I said again, for those of y'all who, if I was speaking too fast during the rest of the video, you know, he pretty much made it seem like it was everybody else's fault but his own. That's what pissed me off. So I'm going to say it again. I respected the fact that he wanted to end it, but I couldn't respect the fact in any way, shape, or form that he was damn near making it seem like it was everybody else's fault but his own, and he the one started the shit. That's where I was like, come on, man, be a man. Stand up, admit that you fucked up, admit that you called out the wrong Canadian boy, admit that you fucked up by trying to call out A.R.A. because I thought his diss record went hard, to me, to be honest with you. And then just walk away and be like, you know what? I fucked up. I shouldn't have called out that Canadian boy because now I look stupid because I got bodied by a singing nigga. And, you know, I shouldn't have disrespected A.R.A. like that because A.R.A. did not disrespect Meek in none of the press he did when they asked him about how he felt about Drake saying, I'm in my rave bumping A.R.A. You know, he did a bunch of press about it, but he never once disrespected Meek. Meek got in his feelings just of the fact, you know, his name was brought up and went to, you know, cursing at the man, slandering the man. And, you know, so I was like, Meek, you started all this shit, bro. Stop trying to play the victim. Stop trying to make it look like everybody else is in the wrong and you're not. At the end of the day, you was on some feminine ass shit on Twitter. I don't even beef with niggas on Twitter. I don't beef with niggas on YouTube. Like, if somebody leave me a nasty comment, I just don't respond. I just, okay, that's how you feel. I don't beef with niggas on Facebook, Instagram. I don't beef online, period. That's just not in my heart. Like, if I really have a problem with a person, you know, whenever we see each other, we can deal with it then. I'm not necessarily saying we have to fight. We can talk about it. And then if that don't work, then we can just fight. But it never really goes that far with me because, you know, I'm laid back and, you know, I get along with pretty much everybody. But, you know, give me y'all feedback. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, y'all probably ain't gonna agree with nothing on this video, but you know, this is just how I feel. You know, we all have free wills and intellects. So do I, and this is how I feel about it. But, you know, I really looked at it as a cowardice move. You want to talk all this shit, and then when you see you getting your ass swept, and you start taking all these L's, and the reason why I say it was a cowardice move, because he was talking big shit on stage last week. He was talking like big shit. And the reason why I looked at it as a cowardice move is because I was like, dude, you weren't talking none of that shit when you was in Canada. You could have said whatever you had to say about Drake in Canada, but you didn't. So I kind of had looked at him as a coward for that. Because I was like, you know, if you really had something to say about this nigga, what other better place to do it than in Canada where he's from? You know, because I kind of looked at it as a cowardice move then. But, you know, I kind of gave him benefit of the doubt that maybe he was upset, or maybe he wasn't thinking clearly, and that he was like, didn't even realize that, oh, that would have been the best opportunity for me to get him. Not necessarily get him physically, but on stage, if I had something to say about the man, I could say it right there. Me personally, I don't do that. Like, if I just really have something to say about somebody I have a problem with, you know, I'm a very confrontational person. Like, I have no problem with talking to a person and be like, look, we have an issue, or we can get physical. But, you know, Meek Mill seems like a Twitter thug to me, if you ask me. But, you know, I just want to get my view and my take on it. You know, like I said, y'all probably won't agree with nothing in the video, but, you know, at the end of the day, for all my subscribers and all my viewers, when you log on to my channel and you watch my videos, I'm going to call it how I see it, and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not going to say what anybody feels I should be saying. That's not me. I'm never the type of person to oh, everybody says this, so I have to say it too, to get people to like my videos or to watch my videos. Nah, that's never been me. I would go completely against the grain, and as long as it's what I feel and how I see it, that's the opinions that I give. It's been good. It's been real. It's your boy LavonThaOne, A.K.A. DJ Himalaya. Y'all can get at me on Instagram at LavonThaOne. Y'all can get at me on Twitter at Lavon/DJ Himalaya. Y'all can get at me on Facebook at LavonThaOne. And I'm gone.